She posted a story. Why do guys always want to know where you are? So controlling. I screenshot it and sent it to her mom with, "Tell her I won't be asking anymore." 3 hours later, her mom was calling me begging to talk this through. I, 29 male, have been with my girlfriend Hannah, 26, for 3 years. We moved in together last year. Split everything 50-50 on a 2-bedroom apartment downtown. Here's the thing about asking where your partner is. I only started doing it because she kept having emergencies that required me to pick her up at 2 a.m. from random addresses, 4 times in 2 months. Each time, she'd be drunk, crying, saying her friends abandoned her. Being the idiot I was, I'd throw on clothes and drive across town. The 5th time, I asked her to share her location with me. Just for safety. She lost it. You don't trust me? This is so toxic. My ex used to track me everywhere. Fine. I dropped it, but I started noticing things. She'd say she was at her friend Olivia's place, but Olivia would post Instagram stories from Miami. She'd claim to be working late, but her company's building would be dark when I'd drive by after my gym sessions. Small lies that didn't add up. 2 weeks ago, she posted that story. The one about controlling guys who always want to know where you are. Tagged her 3 closest friends. Got 47 likes. I was sitting on our couch when I saw it. She was supposedly at a work conference in Chicago. Had been sending me photos all day. Her at panels, networking events, the hotel room. Except I recognized the hotel room. It was the Marriott downtown. 15 minutes from our apartment. I didn't say anything. Just screenshot her story and sent it to her mom with, "Tell her I won't be asking anymore." Then I packed a bag and went to my brother's place. 3 hours later, Hannah's mom called me 17 times. I finally picked up. "Sean, sweetie, what's going on?" Hannah's hysterical. She says you left without saying anything. Ask her about Chicago, Gloria. Long pause. What about Chicago? Ask her if she enjoyed the conference. Ask her which panels were her favorite. Another pause. Sean, I don't understand. She's not in Chicago, Gloria. She's at the Marriott downtown with someone, but apparently me asking where she is makes me controlling. I hung up. The text started immediately. From Hannah, from her mom, from her sister. I turned off my phone and went to sleep. The next morning, I had 73 missed calls and over 200 texts. I only read one from her mom. "I'm so sorry. I had no idea." Here's what I learned later. Hannah had told her family I was possessive, jealous, always accusing her of cheating. She'd been building this narrative for months, setting me up as the bad guy, so when things ended, she'd be the victim. What she didn't count on was me having receipts. Update 1. It's been 5 days since I left. I'm still at my brother's place. His couch sucks, but it's better than the alternative. I went back to the apartment yesterday to grab more clothes. Planned it for 2 p.m. when I knew she'd be at work. Used my key, walked in, and found her best friend Catherine on my couch. In my Columbia Law hoodie. Eating my leftover Thai food. "Oh, you're here," she said, not even looking up from her phone. "Yeah, Catherine, I live here." Hannah said you moved out. She said I could use the place for a bit since she's away. "Away? In Chicago?" I asked, my voice dripping with sarcasm. She shrugged, suddenly looking uncomfortable. "Well, this is awkward. Christian's in the shower." Christian, her boyfriend of 4 years, in my shower. So this was the new arrangement. While Hannah was off doing God knows what, she'd offered up our apartment, the one I paid half the rent for, as a cheap motel for her friends. Another layer of disrespect I hadn't even considered. I grabbed my clothes and left, but not before taking photos of everything. The state of the apartment. Catherine in my hoodie. Even managed to catch Christian walking out of the bathroom in a towel, looking like a deer in headlights. That night, Hannah called from her actual number, not the Google Voice one I discovered she'd been using. "You need to stop harassing my friends." Harassing? I went to my apartment that I pay rent for, the one you're apparently loaning out to Catherine and Christian? I was doing her a favor. You abandoned me. You don't get to just walk back in whenever you want. Hannah, you were supposed to be in Chicago. Remember? The conference? The one you sent me photos from? Silence. Then, I don't have to explain myself to you. You're the one who involved my mother in our personal business. Right. Because posting about our relationship to your 1,200 Instagram followers is totally different. That's not the same thing. You're right. It's not. Your mom actually cares about you. Your Instagram followers just want drama. She hung up. 20 minutes later, I got a text from an unknown number. Stay away from the apartment or I'll call the cops. I forwarded it to my lawyer buddy Austin. His response, LMAO, she can't ban you from your own place. Save everything. So I did. Every text, every email, every Instagram story, built a nice little folder on my laptop labeled evidence. The best part? She kept posting. Stories about toxic exes who can't let go, and when you realize you were in an abusive relationship. Each one more dramatic than the last. Her friends ate it up. Comments like, you deserve so much better, and he never deserved you, queen. Meanwhile, her mom kept texting me. Apparently, Hannah told her the Chicago thing was a misunderstanding. She was there for work, but came back early. The hotel room was from a different trip. Gloria, I texted back. I have her location history from our shared Netflix account. She logged in from the Marriott Wi-Fi at 11:47 a.m. on Tuesday. The conference started at 9 a.m. in Chicago. It's a 3-hour flight. No response. But here's where it gets interesting. Remember Catherine's boyfriend Christian, the one showering in my apartment? He reached out yesterday. Hey man, weird question. Has Hannah been staying with Catherine lately? Catherine said she's been at her place all week helping her through the breakup, but I went by yesterday and no one was there. I stared at that message for a full minute. Then I responded, Christian, when exactly did you go by Catherine's place? Around 8 p.m. Why 8 p.m.? When Catherine was supposedly comforting my abusive ex. No reason, I replied. But you might want to ask Catherine where she was on Tuesday afternoon. Maybe check your credit card statements for any charges at the downtown Marriott too. He went quiet after that. But this morning, Catherine's Instagram went private and she unfollowed Hannah. Dominoes, meat falling. Update 2. Gloria showed up at my office today. Full suburban mom battle mode, designer sunglasses, Starbucks in hand, determined look that said, we're going to fix this. Sean, we need to talk. Gloria, I'm at work. I know, I'm sorry. But Hannah's falling apart, and I think there's been a huge misunderstanding. I looked at her. Really looked at her. This woman who'd treated me like a son for 3 years, who'd welcomed me to every family dinner, every holiday, who was now here trying to salvage her daughter's relationship. There's no misunderstanding, Gloria. Your daughter is seeing someone else. Her face crumpled a little. She says it's not like that. She says you're being paranoid, that you've been accusing her of things for months. Did she tell you about the location sharing app? The one she insisted we both install 6 months ago for safety? The one where I noticed her own location was frequently unavailable while she was checking mine 12 times a day? Gloria blinked. What app? Or did she mention the credit card charges? The hotel rooms on days she was supposedly at her friend's? The Uber rides to addresses I don't recognize at 3 a.m.? Gloria sat down hard in the lobby chair. She said you were making things up. I have screenshots, Gloria, bank statements, everything. She was quiet for a long moment. Then, who is he? I don't know, and honestly, I don't care anymore. That was a lie. I cared. I cared so much it felt like someone had reached into my chest and squeezed, but I wasn't giving her the satisfaction. She's my daughter, Gloria said finally. I have to believe her. I know. She left after that. But something must have happened because 3 hours later, all hell broke loose. Hannah called me screaming. Actually screaming. I could barely understand her through the sobs and the rage. You turned my mother against me. You psycho. You absolute psycho. Hannah, calm down. Don't tell me to calm down. She froze my credit cards. She said if I'm adult enough to cheat, I'm adult enough to pay my own bills. Oh, so Gloria did some digging of her own. That's between you and your mom. This is your fault. You did this. No, Hannah, you did this. You posted that story. You lied about Chicago. You've been lying for months. I wasn't. It's not. She took a shaky breath. Okay, fine. You want the truth? I've been seeing someone. Happy? But it's your fault. You're boring. All you do is work and go to the gym and talk about your stupid investments. There it was. The truth, finally. Wrapped in blame and accusations, but still the truth. Okay, I said. Okay? That's it? Okay? What do you want me to say, Hannah? You cheated. You lied. You tried to make me look like the bad guy to cover it up, and now you're facing consequences. What else is there? I want you to fight for me. To care. I did care. For 3 years I cared. I picked you up at 2 a.m. whenever you called. I paid for your car repairs when you maxed out your credit cards. I defended you to my friends when they said you were using me. I cared so much, I ignored every red flag. That's not? You don't understand. With him, it's different. It's exciting. He makes me feel alive. He's not afraid to have fun. He even came to your mom's last Labor Day barbecue and actually talked to people instead of hiding by the grill. She stopped, realizing what she'd said, that the damage was done. My mind raced through the faces at that barbecue. He's married, isn't he? I asked, the pieces clicking into place with sickening clarity. The sob that came through the phone was answer enough. Jesus Christ, Hannah. Don't judge me. You don't understand what it's like. The connection we have. You're right. I don't understand. I don't understand how you can blow up a 3-year relationship for someone who won't even leave his wife for you. He's going to, he promised. I actually laughed. Couldn't help it. Hannah, they never leave their wives? Never. You're wrong. You're just bitter and wrong, and I hung up. Blocked her number. Blocked her on everything. But I did text Gloria one last thing. Ask her about the married man she's seeing. She mentioned he was at your Labor Day barbecue. I'm sure you can figure it out from there. Because here's the thing about secrets. They're like water. They always find a way out. And I had a feeling Hannah's secret was about to flood everything. Update 3. It's been 2 weeks since my last update. 2 absolutely insane weeks. Remember when I told Gloria to check the guest list from her Labor Day barbecue? Yeah. That was a grenade I didn't expect to explode quite so spectacularly. The married man was Gloria's best friend's husband, Olivia's husband, Lawrence. The same Lawrence who'd been at every family barbecue, every birthday party, who had 2 kids and a pregnant wife. Gloria found out when she checked Hannah's iPad, still logged into the family account. Messages going back 8 months, photos, videos, plans to meet at that Marriott downtown whenever Olivia was at her prenatal appointments. The fallout was nuclear. Olivia showed up at the apartment while I was there grabbing the last of my stuff. Hannah opened the door, saw her, and tried to slam it shut. Olivia caught it with her hand. "You little bitch," was all she said before Hannah started screaming for help. I stood there in the hallway, holding a box of my books, watching this 38-year-old pregnant woman stare down my ex with more fury than I'd ever seen. "Olivia, please," Hannah started. Don't you dare. I trusted you. I invited you to my home. You held my son at his baptism. It just happened. We didn't mean for 8 months? For 8 months it just happened?" Hannah was crying now. Ugly crying. The kind where snot runs down your face and you can't catch your breath. "He said you were getting divorced. He said you hadn't been intimate in years." Olivia laughed. Actually laughed. "I'm 7 months pregnant, you absolute moron." She turned to me then. "Sean, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry you got caught up in this." I just nodded. "What do you even say to that?" Olivia left after that, but not before letting Hannah know that Lawrence had already been served with divorce papers and that her actions would have very serious, very public consequences in the divorce proceedings. Yeah, apparently destroying a family when there's a baby on the way doesn't play well in court. Who knew? The next few days were a blur of texts and calls. Hannah's friends suddenly weren't so supportive when they found out about Lawrence. Turns out, following your heart isn't as romantic when it involves destroying a pregnant woman's family. Her Instagram went quiet. No more empowering quotes about toxic exes. No more dramatic stories about surviving abuse. But the real kicker came last Tuesday. I got a call from our property manager. Hannah hadn't paid her half of the rent. When they called her, she said I was handling it now since I abandoned her. I sent the property manager our text exchanges, where she told me to stay away. Then I paid my half, and only my half. An hour later I got a call from a blocked number. It was Hannah. Crying. Begging. "Sean, please, you have to help me. I can't make rent." That sounds like a Lawrence problem. Lawrence is gone. He went back to Olivia to try and work things out for the kids. His lawyer told him to cut all contact with me. His assets are frozen. He's not helping. "Please, Sean, I know I messed up, but we had 3 years. Doesn't that mean anything?" "It meant everything," I told her, "until you decided it meant nothing." I hung up. I heard from the property manager again yesterday. Hannah was being evicted. She had 30 days to vacate, She'd called her mom, but Gloria told her the door to their house was closed until she went to therapy and admitted what she did to everyone. Catherine won't take her calls. Turns out Christian found some very interesting charges on his credit card. Her other friends are gone. And Lawrence? Back to begging Olivia for forgiveness, apparently. As for me, I found a nice one-bedroom closer to work. My brother helped me move last weekend. It's smaller than our old place, but it's mine, just mine. Gloria still texts sometimes. Little updates about the family, apologies for not seeing what was happening. She mentioned Hannah's in therapy now, working through some issues. Good for her, I guess, but not my problem anymore. Oh, and that Instagram story that started all this? The one about controlling boyfriends? She deleted it. But screenshots are forever. And sometimes that's all the closure you need. Look, I know Reddit loves a happy ending where the cheater gets their comeuppance and the victim rides off into the sunset. But real life is messier than that. Yeah, she's facing consequences. Yeah, her life imploded. But I'm not celebrating. 3 years of my life just went up in smoke. I'm 29, starting over, sleeping alone in a new apartment that still smells like fresh paint and emptiness. Some nights I miss her. Not the real her, the lying, cheating version. But the her I thought I knew. The one who used to fall asleep on my chest watching Netflix. Who knew exactly how I liked my coffee. Who I was planning to propose to on our trip to Spain this summer. That person never existed, I guess. Or maybe she did once, before whatever happened that made her think destroying multiple lives was worth some excitement. I don't know. I don't have some profound wisdom to share. Sometimes people just suck. Sometimes you're the last to know. Sometimes you send a petty text to their mom and accidentally uncover an affair that destroys 2 families. Life's weird like that. Anyway, that's my story. Time to figure out what comes next. And no, before anyone asks, I'm not taking her back. Not now, not ever. Some things you can't come back from. But I did unblock her mom on Facebook. Gloria makes excellent banana bread, and she promised to drop some off next week. Small victories, right? That's all. Reddit. Thanks for listening to my mess.